There's a little. Yeah, I'll use this just to be sure. It's a little there. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Let me give you a little brush.
Oh, thank you.
You like that?
You actually didn't brush me at all.
No?
No.
Oh. Yeah, no. You got to make sure you get the end pieces, Ryan, before the show. It's really important.
Yeah.
This takes a lot of work. A lot of work. I know you can't grow hair yet. I mean, that's okay. We get it.
One day.
One day.
He will, yeah.
You think he will?
Yeah.
I have no idea if he's going to be that lucky.
I don't know. Maybe one day he can have the unfair advantage.
Do you think he's a game changer?
Who knows? Maybe after today he will be.
Could be.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know. Yeah. We're live? Oh, Ryan, we're live. Can you know what? How many times have we done this? No? Nothing today?
Every door closed and turned in my sleep and night. Woke the next morning, stole my bike. Different day, same shit, nothing good in the hood. I run away from this, never come back if I could. Made it to love it, the $100 on top. And I'm gon' shine on me till my heart stop. Go ahead and envy me. I'm Rap's MVP. And I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Made it to love it, the $100 on top. And I'm gon' shine on me till my heart stop. Go ahead and envy me. I'm Rap's MVP.
Gee, you net. Wow, and we're live. Welcome to Quarantine.
What the Chris is.
I'm your host, Chris.
I'm your host, Chris.
And we have a very, very special times my high school basketball number, Chris 24 edition today.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Immortalized. I was all NBIL box out. Yeah.
Is that so people just jumped on top of you, or the box? You know when you do like this box jump?
Basically, yeah, that's what I was.
Oh,
yeah.
right on, cool.
Thank you for joining us. If your last name has a vowel or a consonant in it, we're Quarantined with the Chris's live here in Los Angeles, doing this pretty much every day that ends in Y but doesn't start with
S. Yeah.
I guess Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again for joining a special edition. What's today? Is it Friday yet? No?
No idea, Chris. But Ryan has put it's a Thursday here.
Okay, that's what it says?
Yeah, a game-changing Thursday, Chris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What does that entail?
We'll find. Stay tuned to find out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we do have a special PSA today.
What's that?
Please be responsible, wear your mask, and practice your physical distancing.
I think what he's trying to say is please wear an effing mask. And please stay away from people. If you have a bat, it's way longer than what you could hit someone with. Shout out to our sponsor yesterday, Wiffle Ball. Nice. We appreciate you and your website from 1995. But please stay away from people. And if you are in groups, do it outside and be safe. Pretty much everything's going in flames in California, including, not only just the people, but the whole California's burning up. Big shout out, though.
Yes.
Speaking of fires, my brother, who doesn't have social media and may never see this, special happy birthday to Jeff Gardner. Just turned 34 today. Sneaks on sometimes on a friend's account. And the NSA, FBI, CIA, and Homeland Security are probably looking for you as you're the most hidden man on the internet. So shout out to my brother. Happy birthday. I love you. We do have social media, Chris, that we could talk about that my brother probably won't ever go on.
Yeah, probably will never go on. Shout out, though, Friends Don't Let Friends skip elections, Chris.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah. Shout out to our community cause last week.
Yeah.
Voter, yes. You can catch us everywhere on our websites. But this week we're focusing mostly on our Patreon account, Chris. Can you talk about our Patreon?
Well, we have 3 levels of our Patreon. Shout out to our 8 Patreon members already who get exclusive content after the show with interviews and little ditties that we put together just for you and your Patreon members. Thank you for supporting the show. We do this for free. We've raised way more money than we've actually made in the program over the course of 128 episodes now.
Wow.
Quick math there, Ryan. Appreciate that on the teleprompter. But 3 levels on our Patreon. There's the official level, the all access, and the VIP. All receive a Quarantine with the Chris's gift. So one of them, secret, the top one, the VIP, receives all the Quarantine with Chris's gear. Available at QWTChrises.com. Go to shop. You can check out all our gear. And our shirt is finally coming out next week.
Wow. So excited. We keep on saying that every week, Chris.
Every week we keep saying it.
Is it really going to happen next week?
I don't know. It's just like the mail. Like they just probably USPS, like they cut funding. They took out machines. I'm sure they did that in downtown LA too.
Okay. We'll see what happens, Chris.
Who knows?
Who knows? Let's shout out our community cause of the week. Shout out to Ben, who was on yesterday.
Shout out to Ben Ruvo of The Hidden Opponent, who we're supporting all week. What do they do, Chris?
The Hidden Opponent is an advocacy group that raises awareness for student-athlete mental health and addresses the stigma within sport culture.
The Hidden Opponent provides a safe space for student-athletes to openly speak about their mental health experiences and feel heard, supported, and loved. Check out The Hidden Opponent, who was our guest yesterday, on Instagram, or if you prefer going to things on the World Wide Web, go to thehiddenopponent.com. That's thehiddenopponent.com, all across the World Wide Web. We do have to pay the bills, Chris.
Yes. Which one of these are we sponsored by, Chris?
We're sponsored by all of them.
All of them.
All of them. Grow a beard. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I was born with this beautiful mustache. I think. Is that what it is? That's what it's called?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean...
Stay bearded, stay bastard is their tagline. We've been using this wonderful smelling beard and mustache wax when we decided to grow facial hair during the quarantine.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah.
But do we have someone that's better looking than us with a beard, Ryan?
I think we may have the beard's MVP coming up.
Oh, the MVP?
The MVP, yeah.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, maybe. He may be.
I don't know.
Maybe have the best beard in the bubble. Who knows?
Hate it or love it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. Ryan, you got someone on? Oh, way louder right now, Ryan.
This just can't be summer love. This just can't be summer love.
Ryan, we got a guest on. Woo!
How'd you guys know that's my theme song?
I don't know. I mean, I thought Ryan was going to play Sexy Back, but I mean...
That works as well?
Yeah.
Hey, I got to say, Ryan is a great intern. You guys landed a good one.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a long search. It was kind of like The Voice. We had huge auditions during the first week of the quarantine. I mean, we knew that COVID would be quite special for the Chris's, Nick. So we appreciate that, and Ryan does too, as he gets compliments once a year, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely valued. You guys did a good job.
Thank you, Ryan. You're valued.
Yeah, you hear that, Ryan? Put that on a T-shirt for you.
We will.
Well, thank you for joining Nick Tillia at Nick Tillia on Instagram, all the way basically down the street from us here at the quarantine
I think we can see your place across the way
Somewhere
here from
over
the
there.
marina. Yeah, I think we're there.
Somewhere.
That was my boat that just went behind you.
Oh, that was right there? We just tried to jump on. We couldn't make it, though.
I'll pull up closer next time.
Thank you. We can swim. It's not our preferred sport. We're actually pretty good soccer players.
Oh.
You see, if you buy a soccer jersey that makes you a good soccer player, that's what our moms told us.
That's everything. I love the kids, guys. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
We got the rest of France. Well done.
Yeah. But Nick, we've been reading a lot about advantages that simply aren't fair. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, some people even call me the unfair advantage.
Oh.
When you have extraordinary support on your side, when you have someone who can see the things that you don't see, when you have someone who can support your inner world, some would consider that an unfair advantage. So, the world's best athletes, the world's best performers, when they want an unfair advantage, they tap me for that, and that's what I be.
Yeah, speaking of unfair advantage, we're just curious, is your beard your unfair advantage?
It is. It always has been. I consider anybody who can't grow one to not be to be inferior to me in some way. So it's always given me that. Yeah.
I can see that.
Actually, when I first moved here to the marina, it wouldn't have fit in the screen at all. It was down here, but it became a health problem when my wife would lay on it, and then I couldn't move throughout the night. I was paralyzed. So we went up just above the just below the chin here.
Oh, right on. Speaking of paralyzing, you deal with mental health. How do you handle like paralyzing thoughts about not being successful or not being great enough? Like, what are your advices to people that face these paralyzing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to look at and examine, and it helps to have somebody who knows where to look, right? But look at and examine the things that are inhibiting you from what you really want to create. So we all have these perceptions about success or what making more money would be, and untapped, unlooked at, they're really inhibiting us from creating the life we want, the success we want, the money we want, even attracting maybe like the partner that we want. So a part of what I do is I help whether it's athletes or CEOs, to look at what is in my consciousness, what is in my perceptions around the things that I want, what's actually inhibiting me from getting the things that I want, and how can I shift those, clear those, and actually have thoughts, have perceptions, have beliefs that are conducive to what I really want rather than the shit that I've been creating up until now.
That's awesome. And you deal a lot with, I see in the notes that Ryan put, with coping mechanisms, and obviously with professional athletes and elite performers, I guess sports could be a coping mechanism. I mean, how do you go from coping to thriving, and what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, so I'm not much for teaching coping. I believe that when you set a standard for coping, you're just going to get by. Like you're making best of what you have versus deciding I'm going to raise the bar, raise the standard for every aspect of my life, and I'm going to look for ways to go above and beyond. You know, when we set a low bar for our president, for our relationships, for anything, we're just going to barely clear that always. So I'm always about raising the bar to a higher standard and learning to thrive. So better thoughts, better beliefs, better practices, and a better identity too. If you have an identity that is only focused on just getting by or just being okay, it doesn't set a very high standard in your life. But when you set an identity for excellence or for the top performance or for being the best, I mean, shoot for the fucking moon, and you miss it a little bit, and you're still going to be pretty high there.
Wow. Yeah, maybe behind us.
And your boat.
Yes.
It's a yacht, actually.
Oh, yes, that's how you pronounce it, yacht.
So I told Ryan that. Maybe he didn't get communicated to you guys, but
Oh, it's called a what?
Yacht.
Yacht. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we were going back to Boston again today.
Yeah, shipping up.
Shipping up or shipping out. One thing you do touch on, well, you talked about self-identity. How do athletes deal with self-identity outside of sport? What do you recommend for them?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that isn't really talked about, right? You know, athletes are so consumed with their craft, their career. I know you guys have been talking a lot about college athletes this week. It's especially difficult for college athletes, right? Because they've associated with the identity of an athlete all the way up through their life, through juniors, through high school, through college, and then you have a lot that maybe aren't going on to the next level professionally. So they really don't know what the hell the next area of their life looks like, and that can be a shocking moment too when you realize who I've been all the way up until now. That's maybe coming to an end, and how do I deal with that? How do I identify what the next stage of my life looks like? And what I deal with a lot of professional athletes is having an identity in their performance and their craft, but really bringing a holistic approach and seeing people as a whole, and not just talking about their brand and their business, but who they are as a father, who they are as a husband, who they are as a human being. And I'm huge on working with people who have a big impact in the world, right? I want to be having a ripple effect on people who are very active, whether it be social activism or political activism. So I work a lot with athletes on helping to identify, what brings them fulfillment even outside of the success that they create within their craft.
Is that a difficult balance between success and fulfillment? I mean, for two exceptional, average, intramural superstars, I guess you could probably say, from our university days.
Some championships.
Yeah, a couple. But I mean, intramurals championships aren't always fulfilling. But we see athletes in all different forms of success, and for the average person, don't really treat them like people. They're just, they're put on these pedestals, and you think that they're literally superhuman. How do you gauge and how do you help people be fulfilled even with all the successes and the levels that they've attained in their sport?
Yeah, I think that brings up a point as well, because we're talking about mental health. One of the stigmas is that, professional athletes or even college athletes who have a free ride, they don't have any problems. You get paid to do the things that you love. So there's a stigma that people who have, what some would consider an ideal life, that they can't struggle with anything, that they can't have, anxiety, they can't have depression, they can't be sad at times. So, I mean, that's an issue all in itself, that we have to change that narrative and change that stigma that says that, people who are successful can't struggle. Because that really opens up a dialogue and a space for people to get help and actually, be happy, not just successful, but be happy as well. But in terms of your question around success and fulfillment, the things that create success aren't necessarily going to lead to fulfillment. So my biggest takeaway for anybody who wants fulfillment in addition to the success they've created is that when you find something bigger than you, when you find a way to contribute, when you find a way to take the feelings and emotions that you're meant to experience, I would associate with success, and find a way to share that with others to some degree, that's where fulfillment really comes from. So for me, being a coach, it lights me up, and success looks like me being able to experience freedom and joy for myself, but fulfillment really comes from teaching and coaching and helping others to create that for themselves. So fulfillment for me is really about finding something bigger than just success and being able to cultivate impact and leave a legacy or have a ripple effect, which is one of the most exciting things for me.
Do you feel that, the ripple effect coming in?
I felt it.
Yeah, I feel it we feel it on the beach over here, the ripples.
The splash, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan, was that?
Oh,
Wow.
You probably can't see it, but it's sprinkling over here.
Right over here.
You weren't always doing this. You weren't always the unfair advantage. How did you get into life coaching, especially professional athletes, and turning them to elite?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was always around athletes. Like, I played every sport when I was a kid. I was a great basketball player, great golfer, great soccer player. My stepdad was a professional coach and ran a youth clinic or youth group in Phoenix. So I was always around athletes. And I don't know why at such a young age, I could always sense like this part of my gift, I guess. The part of them that was unhappy, the part of them that struggled with making a transition from, their playing days into post-retirement. And my stepdad also, we would drive around Phoenix going to, practice and things like that. And he was always playing like Tony Robbins tapes, like actual like tapes back in the day.
My dad did too.
It programmed all this like self-development and coaching shit into my mind unknowingly, all like subliminal programming. So I had that kind of as a foundation. In my 20s, after kind of my playing careers are done, I answered an ad in a paper one day that says, sports-minded individuals to work with kids. And I'm like, oh, dope. I'm going to go work at like a YMCA and like mentor kids or something. Like, cool thing to do when I'm not practicing or I'm not doing whatever. And it actually ended up being at a private day school for kids with special needs who had been, kicked out of their regular schools. The regular schools couldn't handle it because they were gangbangers and emotional disturbances, all these things. And I ended up falling in love with that process and doing that. So I did about 10 years in special education with severe behavior. So I learned a lot about, analyzing behaviors, changing behaviors, kind of what goes into actually making deep behavioral change. And then I went through a divorce in my late 20s, and that kind of put me on this like search for spiritual meaning and a spiritual path. So I kind of combined, my desire and love for working with athletics and mentoring people, my understanding of behavioral change, and now an understanding and foundation in spirituality and universal law. And I realized that after 10 years of teaching that I was unhappy, unfulfilled, that being a teacher had limitations on it, my freedom, my joy. I kind of had to answer to an administration and a way of doing things every day. And so I was like, you know what, actually I can fucking make money doing this. I can have the impact that I want. I can do things on my schedule, on my terms. I can work with the people that I want to. And 5 years ago, I made the leap. And without any money in my account, with a wife and 4 kids to support, I went all in on my business. And since then, I've grown in supporting, professional athletes, CEOs, other coaches, people like yourselves who are artists and creatives who want to really get themselves out in the world. And it's been a wild journey, but it really is a testament to all the things in your life, your pains, your traumas, the things that you didn't know would ever prepare you for this. I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond for a period of my life, and that prepared me to deliver great customer service, and I know some shit about bed linens and things.
See, you have the thread counts. We're the CEO of thread counts here.
I know way too much about thread counts and about different pillows, and I can tell you the size of any mattress. I have weird knowledge that you wouldn't think would ever be applicable, but all of this contributed to who I am today and to bringing all of my unique gifts and talents, and turning my pains into purpose, to being able to deliver extraordinary support to some of the most amazing people in the world.
And I think he's so intelligent and so worldly because he knows what's in the Beyond section.
I think that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's a well-kept secret. Like, they have the bed and bath, but you have to be in to figure out the Beyond.
Yeah. The Beyond, I think it's a game changer, an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I think so.
It is. That's not my yacht.
That's the neighbor.
Oh.
We're at QWTChrises live in Los Angeles with Nick Tillia at Nick Tillia on the Instagram and nicktillia.com, I believe, on the World Wide Web. And you also have a podcast yourself that we checked out. Could you talk about your podcast and what you're trying to do with that?
Yeah, so I'm kind of re-upping it a little bit. I had it back in the day, and I would just kind of take clips of me riffing and working with certain clients. There's a couple interviews and things in there, but people love that real kind of like short format of somebody riffing on a question that was asked or on something that helps. Like the latest one I did is on how to get rid of your negative thoughts, and not actually getting rid of your negative thoughts, but reprogramming your mind for better thinking, for more disciplined thinking. So I just love any way that I can kind of put together all the shit that wants to come out at times and give people ways to consume it.
Well, we appreciate you. We dug what your last one was. How does one control their thoughts?
Yeah, so I wouldn't ever try to control thoughts, but
mind control.
Choosing better thoughts, having a better identity, having better beliefs. When you have a certain identity, that identity, if it's a victim identity or if it's feeling like you're at the effect of life, you're going to be susceptible to certain thoughts. You're going to find thoughts, find evidence that show and prove that shit is happening to you and you have no power over that. When you shift your identity into understanding at cause, you're actually creating and co-creating your life. You're actually one with source always. Then you become available for a new realm of thoughts, empowering thoughts that are uplifting your frequency and your vibration. And the great thing about being in a different frequency and a different vibration is you're not really susceptible to all of that lower level shit. Like, that shit can't reach you when you're vibrating at a higher level.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Seems to be a common thing. We have heard that before.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Nick, you do a lot of videos on your page on Instagram, fresh air and in your car, and when your dog's not pulling you around. What are your inspirations on these walks or these drives? Is this a time where you just really can hone in and share what you're feeling, or how are you helping people in that way? Is that just your space for being creative and letting people know just how to be better?
Can I be honest? Is that all right?
We appreciate honesty. We
do honesty, Ryan? We do honesty now.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah.
That's new to the show. All right. So I have an 8-year-old and 7-year-old boys. We got a new dog during quarantine, a puppy. It can be just fucking chaotic at my house at times. So sometimes, I won't even go drive. I'll just go sit down in the Jeep and I'll record a video because I'm inspired to share something. Or just need to get out of the house. Like, we've all been cooped up for so long. Go and walk the dog, and that's. I find that when my body is like moving or maybe moving in a car, the inspiration hits, and I can actually just tap into a flow and go into a riff or a rant and flow on something. So it's why you don't see a lot of videos where I'm like actually sitting down, and I have a little ADHD as well. So that's kind of why that format over anything else.
Makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess my best thoughts. I'll tell you where my best thoughts happen. It is actually sitting down, though. Yeah.
So the thing I would say for that is like, know you. If sitting down and like focusing is where you get your best thoughts, do it. My best thoughts come when I'm moving, when I'm at the gym. Sometimes, when gyms are open, it takes me like 2 hours to complete a workout because I'll get an idea for a post or a program, and I trust that inspiration is speaking through me at that moment for a reason, and I just flow with it.
I do. What's funny? I do the same thing. Like, we have a whiteboard here that Ryan never writes on, and anytime I do the at-home workouts, I'll like have multiple thoughts and just keep writing. Like, most of the whiteboard is just me, like, during the workout, just writing stuff down.
Wait, am I allowed to write on the whiteboard? I don't have permission on there.
I don't think so. I gotta give you permission.
Took his markers away, sorry.
Yeah. But it's COVID. Like, you can't touch my markers. Yeah, we live together. But
you're right.
Nick, speaking of COVID, how has COVID impacted not only your business but your clientele, their mindset, motivation, and everything else?
Yeah, so I'd say I've been extremely blessed to not really be impacted by quarantine business-wise, but also I'd say like I designed my business that way. Like I wanted something virtual. I wanted something that was not inhibited by location or proximity anyway. So I kind of built this already. Didn't really have to pivot, but my clients, for example, it was a big disruption for a lot of them. They haven't had a break from competing, from sports, from running their business or whatever for years. And so it was new to them to have all this space. So one thing I said at the beginning of quarantine is at some point we're going to come out of this. So decide right now what you want to leave this with. Do you want to leave this with a new empowered vision for the future? Do you want to leave this with a better mindset? Do you want to leave this with more information? Do you want to leave this with the best body that you've ever been in? So make a decision and create that. So my clients have done amazing things. They're returning back to play now with the best mindset possible. Some of them are running their businesses from the most empowered and the healthiest body that they've ever been in. My clients are they've made the best, not just made the best out of this. They have really used this time for the greatest good, and that's what I would encourage anybody to do.
Wow. And I guess to throw it back at you, how have you used this time, and like what's coming out from you? Yeah.
So I mean, for me, it was a lot of like just really appreciating the time that I had with my family. I have a 19-year-old that doesn't live with me now, that has moved on. I have a 17-year-old that is reaching that age, so I really cherish the time that I was spending with her. Just took time to focus on appreciating things, and I really committed to my health and well-being. I turned 40 next June, and so in June when I turned 39, I was like, I'm going to enter into 40 looking the best, looking the hottest, looking the sexiest I've ever been.
Bringing sexy back.
Yep.
Yeah, we would agree with you. You are looking like JT with those frosty tips you have there.
I like that. Yeah.
It was natural, actually. I didn't even bleach these.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Did you catch that?
Some people couldn't get haircuts during quarantine. Long time ago, when we were broke, I taught my wife how to cut my hair, and so she cuts my hair, my boy's hair. So we didn't have to go with that. We planned ahead for this shit.
Wow. See.
Oh.
Unfair advantages all across the board.
Planning ahead. It's learning how to.
When you design a life on purpose, it's an unfair advantage.
There you go.
Whoa.
I like that.
Wow. How does one design a life with purpose?
On purpose, with purpose. One, you got to know your purpose. Actually, if anybody wants to discover their purpose, I have a purpose workshop that takes you through the process of identifying your life's purpose, of identifying how to bring it to life. You can find that on my website. And even how to monetize your purpose. So a lot of people were like, this is a big transformational moment in our lives where maybe, we got laid off, or we realized that our business wasn't going to be sustainable through this, and went through my purpose workshop to identify that. It's never a bad time to discover what your purpose is. But when you understand your purpose, you can begin to design and create your life based upon what I say is how you want to feel. Your purpose is the feelings and emotions that you are meant to feel. See, people in the comments have taken the purpose workshop. They know.
Love changing
workshop. Yeah. Wow.
Love changing.
Life changing.
Love and life changing. Says Dorothy.
Yeah, but when you know that the feelings and emotions that you're meant to feel that are your birthright, you know how to cultivate those for yourself every day. It makes it so easy to create happiness, to create fulfillment, to create success. Some people who teach manifesting, or like a Dr. Joe Dispenza, talks about feeling your these high levels of emotion with an intention or with a decision, and that's a way of pulling your future into you. I teach that in my purpose workshop for people who want to know how to cultivate that, and then tapping into how to monetize that. When you build a life that's designed upon your purpose emotions, freedom, connection, joy, bliss, or whatever that is, it's game changing. You can literally have anything that you want right here in this moment, and it just builds and compounds into better and better.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. And what are you looking forward to? I mean, COVID-19 may go home tomorrow. It may go home in 2 years. Who knows? What are you looking forward to with your business and your coaching in the next year plus?
Yeah, just continuing to keep it, growing and expanding and reaching more people. That's kind of like my selfish thing. The more benevolent desire is to bring awareness to people that they can literally create the life that they want. Whether they are a professional athlete or they are, a teacher, there are people who run an internet show, a podcast, they're a mom staying at home, whatever it is that you have the capacity within you when you understand how, life and success are created to create whatever life you want. So bringing that message and empowering more people to feel like they have power over their life is the most fulfilling thing for me.
Wow.
And I can't wait to go back to like Disneyland and Universal Studios, if we're really honest.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I wouldn't even miss standing in line for like 2 hours for Space Mountain because at least I get to go on Space Mountain.
I'd be happy to do 120 minutes in the heat right now to ride Space Mountain.
There you
for
go.
Sure.
Let's just hypothetically, what is that rant going to be when you're moving along the Space Mountain, and what's your rant going to be?
Well, it's dark in there. He's going to have a whole professional lighting system.
Well, at that point, he's going to be so illuminated at that point, he's just going to light up anyways.
It's true.
Have you ever seen it when like the lights when it's not really dark in there?
No, I've heard of it though. If like someone gets scared.
I don't know if I want to illuminate it for people, but I'm all about illuminating in the dark. But maybe not on Space Mountain.
Oh, what does it look like? It's just
there's tracks everywhere. It looks like you're gonna hit your head. It's terrifying.
Oh, so it actually is less scary with the lights off.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that's true for some people around sex and.
That's true. That's true. That could be the best advice we've heard all year.
My favorite thing to do is actually. Have you ever gone to Joshua Tree and like skipped around on the hops in the middle, or skipped around on the rocks in the middle of the night? Like when everything is dark, it's kind of a message for life. The only things that are illuminated are where you need to step. So it's actually less scary because you can't see the drop off. All you can see is where you need to go.
Right. All you can see is the next step.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but I love that.
So do I. That's why I do like going there.
It's the rock jumper.
I'm a rock jumper. You also, this isn't your first live. You've had quite an experience. You started off doing Periscope lives. How did that build your thick skin?
Yeah. So, back in the day, I don't know how many people are familiar with Periscope, but anybody can jump on. So I would jump on, and I'm kind of new to coaching and new to speaking on camera, whatever. And I'm trying to like add value and talk about anxiety or depression or creating the life you want. People are jumping on and going like, "Fuck you, fuck your beard, fuck all this." So it was just like a free for all of talking shit. So I had to really develop thick skin, and you develop a sense of not really caring what anybody says about you when you're in those moments. You're kind of in the trenches all the time. So there's no interview, there's no platform, there's no scenario that scares me because I was doing fucking Periscope back in the day.
See? Wow. Dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we should. Oh, we're actually on Periscope.
Oh, yeah. And YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the Twitch, the one.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Like Mr. Your favorite artist.
No, I don't.
he hates Pitbull.
Not a big Pitbull fan. I think Justin Timberlake. Okay, we're gonna go Mr. I feel like JT is way more worldwide.
I think so.
Although when I personally type in Justin on Spotify, Justin Bieber shows up before Justin Timberlake. Can you believe that?
That's a tragedy.
Yeah. We should.
I play soccer with Bieber.
Oh yeah.
Here in Playa Vista. I've had some weird run-ins with him in Hollywood, but yeah, it's JT should always be number one.
Yeah.
How is he on the pitch?
He's not great.
Yeah.
How is your golf game though? How's that been going over quarantine?
Oh, my golf game's great actually. That was kind of like the first thing to open up around here, where you can socially distance playing golf all day. So, we did the responsible thing and we quarantined for the first 90 to 100 days, and then LA County Golf started opening up. So I got out and I've actually been playing a lot.
Nice.
Oh wow. Have you been able to get on the pitch though?
You're not playing a lot of soccer here unless it's you're breaking into parks and things like that.
I picture like a whole underground, like I know there were underground haircuts in Santa Monica for a while, but But I picture like a whole underground like soccer thing where like you sneak in the middle of the night and you play.
I'm not gonna give anything away, but there's some underground soccer going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you can find anything in Los Angeles.
No, you know what it is?
Doesn't matter, pandemic or not.
I thought they were in a bubble over there, actually, underground soccer bubble.
Yep.
So you quarantine and everyone stays together. Speaking of
I'd be
Disney,
down for that.
yeah,
Anything to play football. Hell yeah.
Yep.
anything to play the football.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, being an NBA fan, the playoffs are here. Like, what are you excited about? Like, what are your thoughts on the bubble this year?
Yeah, I was excited to see how players and teams adjusted to playing, in the bubble, to playing without fans. So some of the most interesting things to me is I think playing without fans kind of levels the playing field. When unfair advantage, the top performers, they perform very well under pressure. They perform well in front of fans. I think that advantage is kind of minimized, and you'll see some of the role players having bigger games than what you would expect. Role players always play better at home than on the road anyways, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. The other thing that I'm a little concerned about, some people getting cabin fever and stir crazy and not being fully committed to winning and being happy going home. So that if I was leading the team, and for the guys that I talk to, that's one of the things that I really emphasize is make sure all your guys are all in, because now's not the time to want to go get chicken wings at a strip club.
It's true. Yeah, shout to Lou Will.
Stay committed to the damn team. Like make good decisions.
Yeah.
And don't sneak Instagram models into the bubble. Like, use some discretion, discernment. You guys are there for a little while. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a man of the beard. Who has the best beard in the NBA right now?
It's my guy. I went to ASU. James Harden, my boy, played against him in some summer leagues back in the day. Definitely best beard in the league.
Yeah, easily.
Back when he was like.
Yeah. It's always funny to see him.
Back in what would it have been, 2010, 2011, I didn't have a beard, he didn't have a beard. Playing in the Phoenix Summer Pro League. It was a good time back then.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Phoenix. My family's out from Phoenix area. I actually miss it out there. I missed the desert. I actually do miss summer times, oddly, like cruising down at night with the windows down, just like that really hot breeze in the car.
It feels like an oven even at midnight. Still 105 degrees.
But it's so nice.
The thing I miss, playing golf here in LA, anywhere you play is going to be 5 hours. In Phoenix, nobody's on the golf courses in the summer, so I could play, I could get around and play 18 in 90 minutes. Nobody bothers me, nobody else out there, shoot a couple under par because I didn't have to wait for anybody. That's something I definitely miss. Yeah,
and it's just dry. It's hot, it is, but there's no humidity. It's just it's dry.
If you can throw a towel on yourself and keep yourself somewhat cool, you're all right.
Oh.
So you go.
Ryan, can you get us towels, please? We're
towels.
hot over here.
Wet. Nick, thank you for joining us today on QWTChrises. Is there any final words about your business and your coaching that you'd like to instill in people, or anyone who's kind of lost and needs some direction?
Yeah, we're still living in a season of uncertainty. So what you choose to see is what you are going to see. So what do you want to see over the next part of this year? I would say, if you had big visions, big plans for 2020, and you're like, damn, dude, these have all just been shit on, redecide, reorganize yourself. See this as a halftime or as a breaking point where you get to kind of commit to what, the next 3+ months of 2020 are going to look like, and really focus on building momentum going into 2021. You're at the cause of that, right? Shit can be going crazy in the world, and you can still cultivate or create whatever it is that you want. So realize that power and tap into that. And if you want resources, you want support, you want help, come on over to my page, Facebook, nicktillia.com, whatever. We got lots of things for you.
Wow.
There you go.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, brother. Nick Tillia, at Nick Tillia on the Instagram. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We hope to see you sometime this season, either on your yacht, maybe.
Yeah, maybe on the yacht. But you always have a ripple effect in our heart.
Ooh,
yeah.
That was good.
Cool. Love it.
Thanks again, Nick.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
See ya. Wow. That was fun.
That was fun. That was Nick Tillia, nicktillia.com or at Nick Tillia on the Instagram, who is a life coach for pretty much everyone, but deals a lot with elite performers and elite athletes with some great advice about keeping your head above water for the rest of 2020 and beyond.
Yeah. Our heads are actually, if we go up, like we're above water right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Nice. We're QWTChrises. It's a mental health week. Thank you again for Nick for joining us and teaching us about the unfair advantage. Again, check out his website, nicktillia.com, for more information about that. And shout to our sponsor. We didn't get a chance to thank them because Nick was so amazing. If you want to grow a beard or a mustache as beautiful as Nick's, you know, you could use all these over here. Yeah.
The bearded bastard.
Yeah, the bearded bastard.
The bearded.
Shout to the bearded bastard. Their tagline, hashtag stay bearded or hashtag stay bastard.
Is that, there are two separate hashtags?
Yeah, it's not on the can. It's on their website.
Oh.
But shout to them. I'll slide in your DMs again and keep promoting you because we love your products. Also shout to Uncle Pizza, who was the one who gave us a tip about this.
Oh, Uncle Pizza. Yeah. Oh my gosh, forgot about him for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pie season though.
It's pie season. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're QWTChrises. We do this every day that ends in Y. It does not start with us. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A fancy Friday tomorrow during our mental health week. With we're gonna cross the pond, Chris.
Crossing the pond.
Yeah,
we're going all the way across the pond.
Go across the pond with Latoya Ayana Knight, the host and creator of a hit YouTube series, The Inside Job.
Ooh, yeah. I thought we had a Declan coming on.
Oh yeah, he's the pretty one.
Yeah. The one we like.
Yeah.
I thought he's coming on tomorrow.
Yeah, I think he'll be on too.
Oh, what a surprise!
Yeah. We'll find out. Ryan.
So
Ryan pulled some strings, I think.
Oh, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Happy birthday to my brother, Heffy. Can't be with you today as you are in New Jersey, and there's something called COVID-19, and you'll probably never see this, but I just want to wish you happy birthday, and we're both on Team Jeff here.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jeff. Yeah. Congratulations, making it another year.
Another trip around the sun. QWTChrises, shout again to our sponsor, the Bearded Bastard, and our community cause of the week, the hidden opponent. We had Ben on yesterday. Check out that replay, and also check out this replay with Nick Tillia all across our social media. Just search QWTChrises for all that wonderful Chris's action.
All right, we'll catch you tomorrow for some more Chris's action.
We're out.
So